Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Listen to me, listen to me. Excuse me, pay attention here. जो लोग जहां पे बैठे थे वहीं पे बैठेंगे. डोंट शिफ्ट. अदरवाइज हमको भी प्रॉब्लम होगी, तुमको भी प्रॉब्लम होगी. अटेंडेंस नहीं मिलेगा सही से. समझ में आया? जो जहां बैठे थे वहीं बैठेंगे. जो गलत जगह में बैठे हैं खड़े हो जाओ प्लीज. जो गलत जगह में बैठे हैं खड़े हो जाओ. मैं कुछ बोल रहा हूं, अपने में बात करना है. मैं कुछ बोल रहा हूं इधर. जो गलत जगह में बैठे हैं खड़े हो जाओ. सिंपल. ब्रांच वाइज बैठे हैं सब कोई? जी सर. कौन बोला? सही में ब्रांच वाइज बैठे हो. अगर गलत निकला अटेंडेंस में तो प्रॉब्लम किसको होगी? बोलेगा? प्रॉब्लम किसको होगी? कल दो बच्चे कल फर्स्ट हाफ में आए हुए थे और अटेंडेंस नहीं पड़ी. गलती किसकी है? गलती किसकी है? मेरी है? किसकी है गलती? आपकी है गलती. अगर आपकी अटेंडेंस नहीं हुई है तो किसी कोऑर्डिनेटर से बात कीजिए. भैया हमको अटेंडेंस नहीं हुई है, दे दीजिए हमें अटेंडेंस शीट. तो कोऑर्डिनेटर जाके अटेंडेंस शीट लेकर आपको देगा. सिंपल. सेकेंड हाफ में आप अगर बोलोगे तो हम कैसे विश्वास करें आपके ऊपर कि आप फर्स्ट हाफ आए हुए थे? एम आई राइट? यस. तो जो गलत जगह में बैठे हैं खड़े हो जाएं, तब से बोल रहा हूं मैं. कोई सुन नहीं रहा यार. गलत जगह में कोई बैठे हो तो खड़े हो जाएं प्लीज. फाइन. और अगर किसी की अटेंडेंस में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है हम कुछ नहीं करने वाले फिर.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
This is Samata Das.
And this is Kirabdi Nayak.
We are your anchors for today.
Welcome to the 6th day of Exordium 2K22. The true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained in liberation from the self, and human being is the coexistence of body and soul. When your body, mind, and soul are healthy and harmonious, you will bring to your health and harmony to the world.
There is a sloka in chapter 15, verse number 16 in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which depicts that Shrotang Chakyus Parsanang Cha Rasanang Granamebhacha Adhisthaya Manaschayam Visayanupasebhate. The soul is divine, using the sense of perceptions of 6 senses, which are grouped around the mind. The embodied soul savors the object of the senses, which develop to maintain the harmony and coexistence of body and soul. The only alternative to coexistence is co-destruction, which is very much dangerous.
And to avoid this, we all need soul nourishment, which is done by human moral values. So, for today's first session of the day, we have among us Dr. Trilochan Raut sir to enlighten us on how a human being depicts the coexistence of body and soul. Sir,
We
please.
heartily welcome you, sir.
Good morning, all. So, at the outset, shared pavni. Okay. Third pavni. So, at the outset, I wish you a day of joyful events. Be happy throughout the day. Enjoy all the sessions, and also enjoy post lunch, sports and games. So to start with, in fact, they announced as per schedule, we are not up to that, the human body or what is meant by human being. So that chapter was scheduled today, but we are lagging. So we may cover up the next class. So we are here. Education. What is the role of education for this development of competence? We were discussing last class what is competence. So before going to that, let us just recap the things. Initially, there was a proposal that is happiness and prosperity the basic human aspirations. So we explored that these are the two things which are basic aspirations of human being. Then we found that though we aspire these two things, it is not happening in most of the cases. Majority of us are unhappy and deprived. So the reason we found that we are not living with human consciousness. And human consciousness, how we will achieve human consciousness? That is through education, sanskar. So there is a role of education. Our present education system needs to be transformed and efforts are on to transform it, and this is part of that. Okay, AICT has devised this curriculum, and we all are prospective, or you all are prospective parents in a decade, so that you should learn the universal human values and society will learn it. So let us see, we found that effort is missing. Now let us see, to achieve human consciousness, we need minimum physical facility or exact what is needed, in what amount it is needed. Then we need to spend with our peers at different places, in offices, in colleges, in schools, in family, in social gatherings. So everywhere we have to interact with other human beings. So we need to develop or live in relationship with other human beings. And the top one was, to all those things we need right understanding in ourselves. Okay, so what effort we have given, we have put in to achieve human consciousness. We have observed that the last one, which is collection of physical resources, we have given much of our time. Maybe more than 90% of our time we have given to acquire the physical facilities. Day and night we are working hard. Okay, so my duty is 10 to 5, and that is not enough to get my desired physical facilities, AC, fan, refrigerator, vehicle, and plot in Bhubaneswar, and plot in Bangalore, flat in Delhi. So many desires are there. So this 10 to 5 job is not enough. And we both in the family, we discussed, so we need to overwork. We need to do overtime. So after 5 o'clock, I was supposed to come to home and spend time, quality time with my children, with my family members, but I am doing overtime. Okay, so 10 o'clock I came home and I found that my child is sleeping. So for months together, my child has not seen my face. Okay, so this is happening in every families. All bread earners or earning members of the families are busy in accumulating physical resources. Then the secondary is our relationship. We don't find time to live with other human beings. You might have observed, I will share a fact. When I was a child, I used to go to our relative's house, and when you go to your relative house, they will ask, they will sit with you, you will be taking some food, and they will be asking so many things. How is he? How is he? What are you doing? How is your study? So many things they will go on asking. They will collect information. They will share information. And that interaction is very, very memorable. I remember today. But nowadays, when I go to any relative's house, so addiction. So I will surf internet or chat in WhatsApp, Facebook, so many your apps are there. And after that, I will take food and I will come back. So if in my family somebody is asking, suppose my child is asking, Papa, how is Rina? Rina, I have not seen her. Hey, you have not seen? You went there, you stayed for 3 hours? I stayed, but I have not seen. I have not interacted. So this is the situation today. We don't find to interact with our peers, which is the second priority. Physical facility is the last priority. And think about understanding. We have no time at all to understand the feelings, to understand what is needed by a human being, what is required, what is not required, what is extra, what is less. We don't understand that, or we don't find time. We are not interested to devote time for that top priority, right understanding. Okay, So we found that efforts are not given, due efforts are not given, whatever is required. Right understanding is top priority, and we should give much more effort to that. Once top priority is solved, is in control, the trivial things will come along, not a issue. Okay. So human education, what it can do? It can achieve human consciousness. So that is the first point. Then once you achieve human consciousness, human values, then human conduct, character, and you will get human society. The objective, the noble objective of this human culture will be fulfilled. Generation to generation it will extend. Okay. So there will be everywhere peace and peace. Next. Mobile. Next. So outcome of human education. What will be the outcome? You see, first one, understanding of harmony. So that is the first outcome and very, very important outcome. Understanding of harmony. Harmony will start from individual. Because one individual has to interact with other individual. So inside, I should not be in any contradiction. There should be peace prevailing inside. Then only I will interact perfectly. So harmony at the level of individual, then we are interacting in a family. That is the smallest cluster. Okay. In a group we are interacting in our family. So harmony will be in the family. Then it will extend to many families are staying in a society. You can call village, panchayat, anything, or one small town. So this is not ending here. Okay, we are human society only. So other societies are there, animal societies are there, and plants are there. Okay, physical resources are there. We have started digging out all those mineral resources, and we are apprehending what to do next. The coal is getting depleted day by day, and somebody has predicted that by 2050 it will be exhausted. What to do? So we need it for power plant, we need it for fuel. So what to do? How we can exist without fan, without AC? It's not possible. So people have started exploring other source of energies, renewable energies. Anyway, so this you can say this species will definitely survive. God has given the gift to use our brain, and we should use it with values. Okay, so if we are only understanding, then who will give us food? Who will give us cloth to cover our body, to protect our body from extreme environments? ବର୍ଷା ହେଉଛି ଟିକେ ଦରକାର ଛତା ଦରକାର. ଓକେ, ଆଉ ତୁମର କୁକୁର ଗାଈ ଏମାନଙ୍କର ଛତା ଅଛି କି? So they just suffer when it's raining. Sometimes we also feel very bad. Okay, but inside there is disharmony. Anyway, so we need to acquire some skills. Acquire some skills so that we can arrange food, we can arrange clothes, and we can arrange all those equipments intended for reducing our efforts. Human effort reduce kariya pe sabu am baneiche. Okay, so all these we can acquire. Once we acquire skill, and that skill should be guided by values. Okay, without value, if you attain a skill and manufacture a bomb, nuclear bomb, and you threaten the whole world that I will smash this world, कौन बड़टा तुम कर पके? What else you can do? You just can destroy. So this is not the right value. Value should be constructive. Value should be leading to harmony. All should appreciate. All should be in peace. So that means whatever skill you acquire, it should be guided by values. Then only we can live in harmony at all levels, at individual level, at society level, at family level, and with nature also. So that is lacking now. We are trying to bring harmony in society, in human society, but still you are neglecting nature. We are exploiting nature. Nowadays, some new carbon footprint prices are coming up. Okay, if you are saving carbon, means that emission, then you can be paid, you can earn. Okay, that is the theme now, just to save this earth. Okay, and new tag is nowadays save soil. That is the bonding issue now, save soil. Otherwise, as I told in the last session, that for last 2-3 years, the world production, food production is decreasing. So that means people are speculating that we need to preserve earth. Otherwise, after few years, we won't get anything to fill our stomach. So that's why now the bonding issue is we should preserve earth. Okay, preserve water, preserve all the natural resources we should preserve. So that will lead to mutual happiness. I will be happy, you will be happy, and we all will be happy. And mutual prosperity. The nature will prosper, there will be afforestations instead of deforestations, and there will be clean environment, not like Delhi. Okay, so everything will be okay. Next. So see, this human being living with human consciousness, what is the result? Outcome will be there. Till now it is not happening. So we are trying to get those things right so that it will happen. First, education. Education will ensure right understanding in the self. Then, what is right understanding? Understanding of harmony. And harmony at all levels. Individual level, family level, society level, and nature. Then, two things are there. Once we understand the things correctly, we have to act two ways. We have to interact with human beings, other human beings. Other, we have to collect physical resources to live our life. Okay. So these two things, living. Again, if it is guided by value, if our skill is guided by value, then we can live in harmony at all levels. At individual, at family, society, and in nature. So this is how we can get the outcome, or we can achieve the human consciousness. Next. Here, what is societal implication? Everything is okay. But again, what to set the priority? How to set the priority? Okay, you can see that right understanding in the self, understanding harmony in human being, family, society, nature, and existence. Justice in relationship with human being, from family to world family order. You have to give justice. That means, suppose you can say that we are facing a lot of difficulties because we don't have a road to connect the bridge, and so that we can go that side and our city side. Okay. And to connect the road, we are coming across with a house. Somebody is owning that house. If you approach, that house owner will say, no. You can't touch my house. You take the road in this way. You might, you will go to Berhampur town, okay, after a few days, once you are acquainted with this place, and try to see the bridge, over railway line, Gosani Nuaga bridge. Gosani Nuaga bridge, you will see that the bridge is like this. Initially, a lot of accident occurred due to that faulty manufacture of bridge, that path. Why? People denied to give their land for the purpose of constructing bridge. So this is not justice to higher order. Okay. So family to larger order, that is order, society order. We need to compromise on that. We need to sacrifice our own interest for the sake of society. Similarly, state interest, national interest, which will be priority? National interest will be priority. In the same way, world interest, we should compromise. National interest will be compromised there. So from family order to world family order. So that way we have to give justice in your relationship. Similarly, participation in larger order with nature. Okay. If something, suppose we are getting some benefit, we are deforesting, we are cutting trees, it is giving us revenue, it is giving us prosperity, means more physical facilities. But at the same time, it is creating problem with the environment. We are not getting rain in month of July and August. You might have observed this year. Okay, in November, बारिश है, जुलाई में बारिश नहीं है. Farmer is sitting, folding his hands. What to do? Because it's not raining and the time is elapsing. So when rain is in November, rain is in December. Similarly, all the seasons are overlapped now. This is due to the pollution in environment, and we are exploiting nature unnecessarily. So that's why if the order is set for nature, we should think. So we have to take that justice. Okay. So then only it will be mutual happiness and undivided societies. Society cannot be divided if you use value. And same way, we will have a clean environment. Next. So see, proposals was there. Okay, how to become happy, and we have found that to become happy and prosperous, we need to consider this typical word harmony, and let us explore. Desired achievement is individual transformation, that is right understanding, which is not happening. We have to make it happen. And happiness and prosperity, living in harmony, and societal transformation. So there will be undivided society and peaceful society. Next. Reflect. So try to see what your inner voice is saying or what you feel. Next. Read. All these lines, read. Okay. So have you ever realized that there is a faculty of natural acceptance? It is innate. Everybody is having that. Not that I am not having, he is not having, or she is not having, not that. Everybody is having that natural faculty of natural acceptance. You just close your eyes and what inner voice is saying. Okay, so that is universal for all human beings. That is universal for all human beings. That is uncorrupted, part and parcel of each individual. Uncorrupted, it cannot be corrupted. But why then each individual is having different views. Isn't it? If that natural acceptance is with everyone, why I say something, somebody contradicts, some other is opposing, someone is supporting me, why does it happen? Okay, so that is due to only preconditioning. It is varying for all individual in a particular situation. If all different individuals say differently, then it is all due to preconditioning. What is mean by preconditioning? Suppose when I was a child and when I started listening, I was told, hey, वहाँ पे भूत है, so वहाँ पे भूत है. I accepted that and I am also spreading the same thing. वहाँ पे भूत है, वहाँ मत जाना. I have never verified it. I have never verified it. If everybody tries to verify, all will reach to the same conclusion. All will say the same thing. So the only problem is preconditioning. Preconditioning. We have taken certain things granted from our peers, from our elders, from wherever it may come, but we have assumed, we have accepted it. Okay, so that is the preconditioning. And find out how you feel when your desire is in not accordance with your natural acceptance. Naturally, inside something is saying, and you are in a different situation. Are you in happy mode? No. You smile from outside, but inside there is Mahabharata. Okay. So there it is fighting, infighting is taking place, but you are smiling and you are just giving us sweet words. Next. So now it's a proposal. Another proposal. Okay. So initially we had some proposals and we have come to certain conclusions. And now the next proposal is, you can see that first one left side, verify on the basis of your natural acceptance. For the time being, you forget everything. Erase every memory that fellow is my nephew or that fellow is my friend. Erase everything. Okay. And ask. Verify inside. Whatever it is telling, you just do that. Experiential validation. You validate. If something is told, let us try. Let us try to verify it. You verify. After verification, as per your knowledge, then you interact with human beings and you use your skill to get physical resources. You act with your nature. So, is this the right thing, or we will depend simply on process of do's and don'ts? It is easy na. आमको सार कहते एटा करियो एटा करियोनी सिंपल आउ जदि एते लंबा प्रोसेस हेलानी ताको आगे इनर वॉइस को पचारिबा आखि बंद करिया क्लोज करिया 10 मिनट चुपचाप बसिबा खोजिबा एटा ठीक कि ठीक नाही केटा करिबा कि करिबा नाही सेटा गोटे कंक्लूजन को आसीबा तापरे वैलिडेट करिबा वेरीफाई करिबा अछि कि नाही सब जानला परे ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वेरिफिकेशन देन वी विल डू एते लंबा प्रोसेस न करी करी डूज एंड डोंट्स अछि लिखाई छी डूज डोंट्स सेटा देखि कर देबा which one we will prefer. So if you go by do's and don'ts, there is every possibility we will fail and we will not be in harmony. Okay, so do's and don'ts are not advisable and we should verify on our own right. God has given birth to us or has bring us to this earth, and we should verify on our own right and validate. Okay, then only we should go for the action. Okay, next. Happiness. So we all were talking about happiness, prosperity. What is actually happiness? Happiness means in harmony, in peace. Okay, that is happiness. Then, next. Happiness, unhappiness. How to distinguish whether you are happy or you are not happy. If there is synergy or harmony inside, so you are happy. Or second one, if there is contradiction inside. परस्पर विरोधी माने गोटे डिसीजन आम नहीं पड़ने एटा करी पुणी आउ थे नाई नाई एटा करी एटा उचित पुणी आउ थे पचरू नाई एटा उचित नाई. So when there is contradiction, okay, so in that case there is disharmony and there is unhappy. Okay, so we are forced to be in the state of unhappiness. Aau kichhi nahi. If you validate, experience and take your action, you won't be in disharmony. We are only in disharmony because of we are forced to do that. We are forced to do that. Something is inside and we are following do's and don'ts. We are following do's and don'ts. So that's why we are in disharmony. Next. So happiness to be in state of harmony, unhappiness to be forced to be in state of contradiction or disharmony. So happiness and excitement. So probably we have mistaken the excitements, temporary excitements as happiness. Most of our cases. Suppose one new restaurant came into our town. Okay, somebody conveyed that, oh, there is a very good restaurant and aloo paratha is very good. You can go and take the taste of it. So you went and it was excellent. Oh, 10 out of 10 you gave the mark. Then you started going daily. Okay, after 5 days, then you said that taste is okay. Okay. The first day you said it is excellent. Now you are telling taste is okay. The same cook, the same material. After 1 month, tasteless. बेकार बनाया है. अरे same cook, same material. After 1 month daily you are taking and you are saying that tasteless. And if you force him to for 1 more month and finally he will say, this is ridiculous. No taste at all. I should leave this place. I won't come for never. Then, what is this? First day, you were happy. Very happy. Second day, so. Third day or third month, not happy. So probably that was not happiness. When you express to your friend that, I am very happy, you gave me such a good aloo paratha. So this was not happiness. Probably that was excitement. So many a times we misjudge excitements, temporary excitements as our happiness. So those are not real happiness. Next. Similarly, prosperity. Okay. So a farmer was sleeping and somebody, a contractor was passing by and he asked, hey, you are sleeping, why don't you work? So farmer told, why to work? What benefit I will get? You will become prosperous. You will become prosperous. You work hard, earn money and become prosperous. Okay. So are you prosperous? So contractor said, yes, I am more prosperous than you. So farmer said, no. I am more prosperous than you. Then contractor asked, how come? I have fridge, I have AC, I have 2 4-wheelers. Okay, Tata Punch recently I have purchased. So what is there with you? Farmer said, I have only one house, 3 rooms are there, and everything is okay. Then how come you are more prosperous than me? Then farmer said, prosperity is not about how much physical facilities you have. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. I feel that I have more than what I require. I have more than what I require. So I am more prosperous than thee. But you are not feeling in the same way. You are running. How to get more commissions and more orders, contracts from the government agencies. Okay. So prosperity is a feeling. Next. So the feeling of having or producing more than what is required. So it's a feeling. It's a feeling. Same way, rich or poor. If I say I am rich, it's okay, no issue. It's a feeling. I have everything. I don't require anything more, so I am rich. So prosperity and possession of wealth are two different things. Same way. We have misjudged that accumulating wealth may brings us prosperity, but not like that. It's a feeling. You can be prosperous when you have 2 pairs of clothes, and you may be feeling like a beggar even if you have many pair of shoes or clothes you don't know, but still you are hankering. Next. So basic human aspirations, you can come to conclusion. Okay. So happiness and prosperity, it should be in continuous. Happiness to be in state of harmony, and this is feeling of having more than required. Next. Reflection. Now prevailing notions of happiness and prosperity. So we need to erase all these prevailing notions. Then only we can have our right understanding. Next. First one. We had the idea that winning or accumulating physical facility okay. So dependent on physical facility cannot be continuous. That is one reason. Why? That is not bringing us happiness. Okay, that is the problem. So we need continuous happiness, and physical facility cannot be continuous. There will be break. Okay, we may not, suppose you are excited to get the new brand car. It has come to market. You have the money, you have everything, and you went to your dealer and you found that it is not available. He said that for 1 month it is booked. So happiness gone. It cannot be continuous. So that's why it's not actually happiness. Then we consider pleasure to be happiness. That is also not continuous. What is pleasure? Pleasure from sound. Seta jo kon seta ki music kothar kuchunti rap. Okay. So you like rap music, isn't it? So that is pleasure actually. That is not happiness. But sometimes we feel that I am happy with that. And after some days you will find that it is not continuous. It is not giving me happiness. Okay. Similarly, touch, form, taste, smell, everything. These are all pleasures, but we mistake it as happiness. Okay. So that cannot be continuous. Just we discussed. Tasty, necessary. Tasty, okay. Tasteless and intolerable. I cannot bear anymore this particular food. Okay. So these are all pleasures. It cannot be continuous. Then attention, appreciation. Okay. Somebody appreciated. Suppose you came, you told me, sir, you gave a very nice lecture. So that is appreciation. and I will say I am happy. So that is not happiness. That is pleasure, temporary excitement. Okay. Why? It is not continuous. Next day I will also depend on you. Are kahin koila nahi to aji asikri. So the conduct is not definite. I supposed जे काली भी आसिक कहब आज लेक्चर टा आउरी बढ़िया कली केते बढ़िया आसिक पढ़ेली बट my student didn't come to me and utter a single word that your lecture was very nice. So it cannot be continuous. Appreciation cannot be continuous. Attention cannot be continuous. Don't expect that every time तुम्हें first जो दिन तुम्हारे देखाला नुआ सांग हेलो you are all alert. दी जन जाको alert. सी कौन खाली पार्टी बाहर कला को you know what he wants or what she wants. किंतु तापरे 15 दिन मासे 2 वर्ष गला परे so your friend will be telling here you will not be listening and you will say that you told something. Oh, I could not listen. So this is, it cannot be continuous. Okay, attention, appreciation cannot be continuous. That's why these are not happiness. Okay, so accumulating physical facility is not happiness because we cannot get it continuously. Similarly, the second one, pleasure in form of sound, touch, smell, taste. Okay, so these cannot be continuous. So that's why they are not coming into category of happiness. Attention, appreciation cannot be continuous. Okay, so that means all these are pleasures, temporary excitements, and we have mistaken it as happiness. So that's why we are suffering and we are always searching for happiness, but it is inside. बगल में छोरा नगर में ढिंडोरा. 8 अच्छी happiness is inside and we are searching everywhere how to get happiness. Happiness from taste, happiness from attention, appreciation. कहीं क्या जी मते thank you कहले नहीं, कहीं क्या जी मते कहले नहीं, सर बढ़िया ड्रेस टा पिंचंती. Okay, so this is the misjudgment that we are taking excitement as happiness. Okay, so sometimes happiness, excitement, sometimes unhappiness. If you are unhappy, then next is depression. Okay, next. So sometimes what happens, we are unhappy. What is next step? Next step is to escape, not to fight. How to become happy is not our task. Our task is just to escape from it. And you see, what are the ways to escape from unhappiness? Overeating. Okay. घरे भी दौनांती मैगी, हॉस्टेल रे मैगी 2 मास रे थरे होची. सार हॉस्टेल वार्डन मना करचंती दी मैगी it is the content of lead is there, so it is injurious to health, no Maggi. But बहुत convince कला परे सार राजी हेले जे once in 2 months you will be getting. So जो दिन Maggi हेची guest meal पकेगिरी खाई चलो. Okay, overeating. We think that our unhappiness is that and it can be eliminated by overeating. Oversleeping. आज शोबी परीक्षा गला आ उठीबी नहीं दिन 12टा पर्यंत शोबी. ओवर स्लीपिंग. ऑल आर द एस्केप्स फ्रॉम अनहैप्पीनेस. एंड गुटखा, अल्कोहल, ड्रग्स, एवरीथिंग. सो I got failed in the examination and so much of expectations were from my parents. So what? ना दारू पी दबा, दारू पी कर सोई पड़िया. So these are all escape ways, prevailing escape ways from your unhappiness, and you just cannot come to the second 2 things. violence, suicide. Very dangerous. And when the unhappiness is intense, unhappiness is intense, it goes to the next level, depression. And from there it goes to suicidal tendency. So to overcome depression, we should come out of that and we should interact with our peers. Okay, next. So we can see that excitements which we are considering as happiness. Okay, all are excitements, temporary excitements. Then unhappiness, then escape. This is the cycle, vicious circle we are following. Excitements we are considering as to be happiness, and those are not continuous, so we are unhappy, and from unhappy we want to escape, and we are following the path, the prevailing path. Okay, so this is the whole problem. Next. Yes, so here is the transformation needed. You can see the bottom two boxes, excitement and escapes. We are moving here and we need to transform each individual. You can see that top box. Education will ensure that. Okay, so that having the right feeling within, that will be our objective. Okay, and we will have harmony at all levels. So human consciousness can be achieved from these states, temporary excitement and your escape from excitement state. Okay, so two states are there. One temporary excitement, then it is not continuous. So the second part is escaping from temporary excitement, trying to escape, not able to escape. So all these sufferings is to be transformed to human consciousness through education. And finally, to end our today's session, what is there? We need to develop competency for right feeling within and harmony at all levels. Okay, so thank you all.
Student attendance coordinator आगु को आसो टिके. Student attendance coordinator आगु को आसो टिके.
Hello.
you so much, sir, for sharing your motivational words with these young aspiring minds. We hope these words will be beneficial to them in near future.
As we all know, NPTEL is a project of MHRD initiated by 7 IITs along with the IISA Bangalore in 2003 to provide quality education to anyone interested in learning from the IITs. Now for the next session, we would like to invite Dr. Puspanjali Mishra ma'am of the Basic Science Department to give us insight about NPTEL. Please ma'am, we heartily welcome you.
A very good morning to all of you. Some of the last bench students, can you hear me? But I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So last 2 years, most of you were at home. Isn't it? Yes. You could not go to classes, go to college, go to parks. Nowhere you can go. Okay? And most of you are addicted to your smartphones. Am I right? Yes. And due to some of the online classes, again, the parents are giving you very good smartphones. I hope all of you have smartphones, most of you? Yes. Okay. Today I'll tell you how to use your smartphone in a smarter way, so that you will become more and more smarter. Okay? And one more thing. Again, we'll go to the last 2 years experience. The COVID-19 taught us the self-learning, how to learn yourself. Isn't it? To search the educational things in the mobile or using the internet. So, most of you, including me, we have used the technology for our education. Okay? Yes or no? Okay. But today I am going to tell you about the online courses which is completely free and is designed for you by the premier IIT professors, IJR professors and Indian Institute of Science professors. And it started in 2003, not 2 years back. It started in 2003 and it is growing like anything. So this is a project of MHRD for the students who could not get the such professors, even in the rural area, any corner of India, even few of the countries apart from India, they are using the teaching of the eminent professors. Okay. So most of you have qualified some entrance test to get admission here, but still there is in your mind, I could have there in IITs, yes or no? But even at PMEC, you can also in touch with those professors, IIT professors, and you can also get their teaching. And today I'll guide you how you can get them. Okay? So I'm Dr. Puspanjali Mishra, and I'm assistant professor in chemistry, but I'm the single point of contact of the NPTEL local chapter of PMEC. So what is NPTEL? That is National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. NPTEL, and it started in 2003, as I told you, by IITs and IISc Bangalore for developing video lectures and the lecture notes. Then in 2014, they started giving certification. Some short-term courses are there and you have to enroll that, then you can get the certificate for the same course from IITs, the institute which is offering that particular course. Okay? And it provides high quality and affordable education to a large number of learners. Affordable means the enrollment is completely free of cost, and if you want to get a certificate, a very nominal fee is required. And anybody can learn irrespective of the age, profession, location, and time. Up to the last year statistics, it is known that the youngest learner of NPTEL is a 12 years boy enrolled some coding courses. And at the higher side, it is a 86 years woman, 86 years lady. She enrolled for 2 courses, German 1 and 2, last year. Can you imagine? From the age of 12 to age of 86. And they call that lady is the youngest learner of their course. They projected like that. So any age, there is no age where the learner of any age can enroll to that course. Anybody can learn. Then profession. Starting from the students, we teachers, any other employees of banks and any other organization, even if a particular person not doing anything, maybe a homemaker or anything else, doing his own business, they also can learn from this course. So profession is also no bar. Location, starting from Sitalapalli to New Delhi, even abroad, anybody can learn. Time. You can learn in the midnight. You can learn at any time of your availability. Okay? So, all the things are included here. That's why it is a massive open online course. It's open to all and is free of cost. It promotes the use and adoption of colleges and universities. That is, universities also can offer few courses from this NPTEL, and university can tell you to enroll to those courses, and if you pass that course, you'll get the certificate from IIT. At the same time, same result can be utilized for your BTech. For your information, BPUT, our affiliated, means our college is affiliated to BPUT. It offers the courses for honors and minor. In the second year, you can enroll to the honors course and the minor course from NPTEL. You learn from NPTEL, give the exam in that, then your result will be considered for the honors degree in the BTech by our university. Okay? So that can start from the second year onwards. And it is one of the largest online repositories of engineering course materials. Not that you have to enroll for every course you want to learn. Just like you are reading books from the library, similarly, you can also go to the course content from the website, and systematically for any of the branches, for any of the courses, the old courses which were run earlier, all the courses you can see, all their video lectures and other PDF materials, notes and assignments you can use. Okay? And it is one of the most successful multi-institutional projects in the country. So, starting from the engineering, the science, arts, commerce, management, humanities, all the courses, even medical, pharmaceutical, all the courses are there. Next page. So you may think, why we'll go for NPTEL? There are so many other courses available in YouTube, in other mode of your technology, they are available. Why particularly we'll go for NPTEL? First of all, it is absolutely free of cost. The course you can read, you can download, you can do the doubt clearing in some of the live classes. And also in a smaller group or even a larger group, suppose for a particular course, you are the, means one of the persons who registered for that course, somebody else from Calcutta, somebody else from Delhi, they may also register for the course. So you will have a group of learners. The learners for the same course may be a student, maybe a teacher like me, maybe somebody else, but you can be connected to each other for group discussions. That is also available in this platform. And you can watch the video lectures in your free time. As I told you, you can do that in your free time, not that it is from 10 to 11 or not that it is from 4 to 5. Any time, whenever you make yourself available for the course, you can go with it. For a particular course, 1 hour a day is sufficient. Only 1 hour a day. And you can learn together in a group and discuss the assignment. As I told you, you can do that. Next, please. So these are some of the advantages. There is quality education, anytime course, certificate from reputed institutes, knowledge enhancement, and internship, placements, free education, so many things are there. Next. So before going to all of this, I should tell you what is NPTEL and what is SWAYAM. Did you hear about the term SWAYAM? SWAYAM, SWAYAM? Yes or no? SWAYAM is the National Massive Open Online Course Portal of India, initiated by MHRD. And under this, many national coordinators are there, like UGC, AICT, CEC, many different IGNOU national coordinators are there offering the online courses, and NPTEL is one of them. Okay, so NPTEL is one of the national coordinator for, particularly for engineering, UG and PG courses. Being engineering students, this particular site will be very, very helpful to you. Next, please. And just see the national coordinators at the bottom, and one which is highlighted, please remember that logo, that is NPTEL. That extreme right but one, that is NPTEL logo, just remember that. Next, please. This is the home page of SWAYAM. As NPTEL is one of the national coordinators, you have to enroll in the SWAYAM portal only. As our college is affiliated to BPUT, you are the, for academically, you are the students of BPUT. Similarly, NPTEL is one of the national coordinators, and this is the home page of SWAYAM. How to get into SWAYAM, how to enroll in detail, I will tell you, so that you can do it today only itself in this particular time, after few minutes. And you just see this page. And this page you can get if you type, please note it down, SWAYAM, SWAYAM, in Google. Directly from Google, you need not remember the URL. Directly in the Google, you type SWAYAM, you will get the URL there itself. Okay? Next. Next. So some of the very important benefits I am going to tell you from NPTEL. First of all, when you join the engineering course, a particular branch, you must have some dream in your mind. Some may want go for higher education, Mtech, PhD, going abroad, doing MS, some other research you can do. And most of you want jobs. Direct after BTech, many of you are going for jobs. Maybe few of you are doing MBA, then go for job, isn't it? That means for these two categories, that is going for higher studies, also for getting job in PSUs, you need to qualify GATE. Do you know about the GATE? GATE, GATE, Graduate Aptitude Test for Engineering? Okay. So, all of you should aim for qualifying the GATE exam. That will take you for higher education as well as that may give you a PSU job. Similarly, most of the students after BTech, when they are joining jobs, either in the campus selection or off-campus selection, they are going for jobs. Okay. And these courses, how these courses will help you to get both of them, qualifying GATE as well as getting job. Okay. So, all these are after your BTech. Even during your BTech, how to get, apart from the teaching from your own professors of different departments, you can also get the subject content in this particular NPTEL site. Okay. So, three things we will keep in mind: subject depth, and for placement we need soft skill training and technical competency, and for GATE preparation again in a particular definitely means synchronized manner you can go for the GATE preparation. You might have heard from your seniors that during your second year or third year they are joining some GATE coaching classes, paying some what I heard from 30,000 per annum, 40,000 per annum, like that. But this GATE coaching is given by NPTEL absolutely free of cost. So, you can also do it here. Again, few students are telling, last two days back I talked to one semester student that he told he is not appearing GATE this year. He planned to appear the GATE next year. I asked why not this year? Then he told that he is not prepared for that. He will spare one more year after BTech and he will get prepared completely, then only he will appear the GATE. And he is planning to join some course by paying a huge amount there. I told him they are not required. Today also I will tell you that whatever may be the coaching, it is you who has to read properly and give the exam in a better way. So, whether it is a reputed coaching institute or it is a open online course like this from IIT professors, it is immaterial. Your efforts will bring you success. Okay, these are all the guidance only. So, NPTEL offers, first of all, certificates from IIT, IISc, IJOR, as I told you. It can give you soft skill training. How soft skill training? If a particular student has done at least one course, any course from NPTEL and getting certified, then he or she can apply for soft skill courses from NPTEL. And those soft skill courses will be in a batch of 10 or 20, and that will be given by some eminent persons from your different reputed companies and also from IITs, professional companies. Okay? And that is again free. That will be online, but you have to get selected by the team by giving some proficiency test. Okay? So for that, the basic requirement is you must have done at least one NPTEL course. Okay? Then job and placement. Again, most of the software jobs, they are looking for the software competencies, some programming courses. Okay? So those programming courses, many students are doing outside along with the BTech studies. And you might have heard that many students after BTech, they are going to either Hyderabad or Pune or Bangalore for some software courses, then they are getting jobs. Yes or no? Okay. So such type of software courses, you can do it from NPTEL during your studies also. Okay. So you need not spend more money from your parents, and you can do the same thing. So a particular software course, if you will get the certificate from the IIT, and same software course, you will get the certificate from one of the local coaching center, which will be better, definitely. Okay. Then during your BTech, you need to do some internship courses. During your summer or winter semester breaks, you have to do some internship courses. Those internship courses are basic requirement of the BTech degree. At the same time, those internships will give you exposure to different laboratories or companies. Okay. You can also do the internship course from NPTEL with some of the best IIT professors, along with some remuneration, provided you are the course topper for a particular course. If you will be enrolling in one course and giving exam and becoming the course topper, then you may be invited for the physical internship at IIT by the same professor. So you will get the opportunity to work with those professors in their labs and getting exposure there and getting a certificate. Okay, so many benefits are there, provided you have done one or two courses prior to that. Then also again, the domain scholar and become one expert. I will give you in detail that later on. Lab workshop. Some of the lab workshop also in some premier institutes, you will be eligible to apply for that, and if selected, then you can do physically do the lab workshop. Okay. Then credit transfer, as I told you, BPUT told that a student can do the honors and minor courses from NPTEL. Okay. Then fee waiver is there, that is from the CSR funds NPTEL is using. That is, if you enroll for a course, get a certificate, paying only 1,000 per a course for the certificate. Then after your result is out, the NPTEL is giving you back 500 rupees. That is 50% of the fees will be given to you. Okay. That means per course you are giving only 500 rupees. And that is subject to some conditions, like the annual income of your parents, like that. Few students in the last semester, they got the fee waiver. And NPTEL star, qualifying some basic conditions, doing some courses, You can be recognized as an NPTEL star. Your photograph along with your name and college name will be there in the national, or it is actually international website of NPTEL as a star. So some special recognition will be there. Many of our college so far has got 7 stars. Then, sorry, some spelling mistake is there. That is NPTEL local chapter. That is some typing mistake. Okay, and local chapter, that is our college is a NPTEL local chapter. That means our college can connect directly to NPTEL through the spoke, that is single point of contact, and for the time being, I am your SPOC, single point of contact between PMEC and NPTEL. Okay. Next please. So, as already discussed, some of the initiative, one is fee waiver support for the economically backward students, giving 50% waiver. Then laboratory workshops in some of the top institutes for course toppers, internship for the course toppers, employment assessment and training support in the soft skill training, and GATE exam preparation. All these are the initiatives by the NPTEL. Next please. Next. Okay. So briefly I will tell you here how you can get the certification. After this presentation, I will just help you how to enroll a particular course today itself. So, how can you get a certificate? First of all, you have to join a course. You will sort the course catalog and you can join a course. The joining a course is very, very easy and it is free of cost. There is no limitation. You can join one course, you can join 100 courses. Absolutely no limitations is there, no fees is required for joining a course. And suppose I am a student of computer science and engineering, I can join a Sanskrit course also. Suppose I am a person of chemistry, I can join a mechanical engineering course if it is of my interest. So no bar is there, no pre-requirement is there, you can join any course. Then go through the lecture videos and other references. Submit the assignments. This is a mandatory. Every week you have to submit the assignment within the stipulated time, and those assignment scores will be contributing to the final result. Register for examination by paying nominal fees. You are enrolling to a course, it doesn't mean that you have to give the exam. You can enroll the course only for learning, or if you want a certificate, you have to give examination, and for that you have to register. And that nominal fees is, for the time being, it is 1,000 per course. Then attend the proctored computer-based exam. You have to go to a particular allotted center, and there on the computer you have to give the exam. Then the assignment marks 25% and exam marks external 75%. That will be added for the final result out of 100. Okay? And the pass criteria is minimum 40%. Morning, sir. No, sir. Excuse me.
Start already? Just start question.
हाँ सर, 40-25 मिनट लग दीजिए.
मुझे to break them. कहना से प्रोफेसर पाठी जो आसी था केशव पाठी आसी गलडी से फिल्म को एड्रेस कर देबे से अधघंटा खंड नेबे तापर ये करियो अपन पुणी स्टार्ट करियो हबो
ଦେଖିବା ଯଦି ହେଇପାରିବ
हबो किछि असुविधा
କୋଇଠି ସାରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ମୁଁ କୋଇଠି ସାରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି
नहीं ठीक है वन डे कर दूं फिल्म शेयर कर दूं तापर जहां जहां करियो
Okay, we are discussing how to get the certificate. The pass criteria is 40% in assignment and 40% minimum in the external exam out of 100. Then you can get an e-certificate according to your performance. And that certificate will be from the institute which offers the course. If your score is at a particular level, accordingly you can get the medals. Similarly, if you are a course topper, that also will be reflected in the certificate. But the certificate will be not physical, it will be e-certificate only. Okay, next. So this is how the certificate looks like. It shows the certificate from the NPTEL. It shows your name, the subject for which you are getting certificate, and at the bottom left corner you can see it is from IIT Madras. It is showing the institute name, and your score, it is shown here at the just below your course. The score is shown separately, assignment score as well as external exam score. And at the below the photograph you can see a medal, a gold medal. If your score is more than 90%, then an e-medal like this you will get. If it is more than 75%, a silver medal you will get. And if you are a course topper, that also is reflected at the left side, just below the logo you can see the topper. Okay. So everything is reflected in the same certificate, and definitely this certificate will give you more competency. Next please. So as I was telling you that after getting at least one certificate, may not be the topper, one certificate, that is minimum pass criteria if you are fulfilling, then also you will be eligible for the soft skill training. Okay. But for soft skill training, you have to apply for that, and they will be selecting you. If you are getting selected, then only they will give you free soft skill training. Okay. And in the soft skill training, you will appear employment assessment and training support. Some eligibility test will be there, then recruitment support you will get, and it will train you for the interviews, how to appear the interview, how to give better answer for the interview questions. All this will be taught to you, and you will get to interact with the eminent persons from different companies. At the same time, your spoken and writing skill will be enhanced. Next, please. Next. Quickly. Quickly. So this is how your training will be there, 7 to 14 days, and in a batch of 10 or 20 for 1 week or 2 weeks. Assessment test will be there. And how it helps you for the job. Directly, NPTEL is helping to apply for the job. NPTEL may ask you permission to share your information with the companies. If you tell yes, then directly they can consider you for the recruitment in some companies. You can see the statistics. This statistics was for the last year. And after the soft skill training also, students got jobs in very good companies. That is the below table, you can see that. Okay, so some reputed companies, you can get the chance to be recruited there through NPTEL. Then most important things, before telling you about the GATE preparation, I should tell you that recently NPTEL informed that Capgemini is taking girl students directly from NPTEL learners, but this time particularly from computer science and IT branches. Only girl students from computer science and IT branches, if they have done at least 2 NPTEL courses at their final year or after graduation, directly they can be recruited by the Capgemini. Okay, so all computer science girls, you please remember this one and start your preparation from today. Now we are discussing the GATE preparation. As I told you, for GATE preparation also, that you can get absolutely free of cost from NPTEL. For this, you need not pass any NPTEL certificate. Now also you can go to that site and start learning. So the portal is, please note it down, GATE, G-A-T-E, GATE, .nptel .ac.in, gate.nptel.ac.in. Okay, please note it down. Directly from that site, you can get the page. Next, please. So this is how you can get the page, the GATE portal. At the top, you can see GATE syllabus mapping, video solutions, GATE practice tests, and live mentoring sessions. Any coaching center gives you that only. GATE syllabus mapping means, suppose you are a student of mechanical engineering. So, some branch wise, if you will click that GATE syllabus mapping, that will give you different departments. You will select your own branch, then that will take you to the course content. Individually, subtopic wise, video contents are there, video lectures are there for concept clearing, topic wise. Then you can learn from that. Next, when you go for the video solutions, next please. Video solution, if you click the video solutions, next. Then topic wise, again you have to select the branch, the topic, or year wise you can select, and you can see the individual questions, the video solutions are there. Not only the solution, the detailed concept behind that question and the particular solution to that question is taught to you by the professors. Okay, definitely that will help you. And now the live mentoring sessions. If you click on the live mentoring sessions, then subject wise you can see at the top left, CE means civil engineering, CH chemical engineering, CY chemistry. Branch wise, the live mentoring sessions are there, weekly just like a timetable, and you can see the timing, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. means no students are in the classes. They can attend that live sessions. So, similarly Saturdays, Sundays, they are doing the live mentoring sessions. So, you can clear your doubts by interacting directly with the professors. Okay? And back. Out. Okay. Here you can see online assessment test. You can also give the weekly online assessment test to analyze yourself, your competency, and accordingly you can improve yourself. So all these things are available completely free of cost, and just click on the get.nptel.ac.in. You can get everything. Next. Okay. Back. Domain certificates. As I told you, the domain certificates means suppose one of you want to join to computer science branch but got some other branch. Like suppose you got the mechanical engineering branch. Even then you can do a set of computer science courses from the computer science domain from NPTEL and get a domain certificate. This is how a set of courses is done and you can get the domain certificate. At the right side you can see all the different courses required for that particular domain from different IITs along with the score. So that particular domain certificate will definitely help you for getting better jobs. Already I told you lab workshop, again this is particularly for the course toppers, or even in few of the courses the other students who got the very good result, they are also being considered by the professors to attend the lab workshops and getting certified. Credit transfer, already I told you that BPUT is giving you the honors and minor courses from NPTEL so that you can enroll here, give exam here, and the same certificate you can utilize to get the BTech degree along with honors or minor in a particular subject in your BTech degree from the university. Next, please. Next. Okay. So if your performance is good, then you can be recognized as a NPTEL star from the NPTEL. And so far, our college, the tick-marked stars, our college, some of the faculties were recognized as stars, that is NPTEL domain scholars, NPTEL motivated learners, NPTEL enthusiasts, and NPTEL discipline stars, and NPTEL believers. 2 more stars are still to be awarded for PMEC, and I hope few of you will get those 2 stars for PMEC. Apart from all these courses, some of the special lecture series you can also get from those particular sites. How to enroll? That is, I will tell you after few time. Principal sir has requested me to have a break after 5 minutes, and then I will tell you how to enroll for the course. So quickly I am just going through the slides quickly. This one I will tell you after half an hour. So how to enroll, that you will do yourself with my guidance. Then steps, as I told you, to get the certificate, you have to join any number of course. First few weeks, you submit the assignment. Then if you are feeling comfortable with the course, then only you register for the exam for few courses by giving the nominal fees. Then after giving the exam, you can get the certificate. Your course may be 4 weeks duration, 8 weeks duration, and 12 week duration. And apart from engineering also, in the same NPTEL site, you can go for management courses, humanity courses, science courses, etc. And this is how the certificate will be, means how to get the certificate depending on the score. Next. And And our SWAYAM NPTEL local chapter of PMEC, few of the achievers I want to show you quickly. These are the NPTEL stars. Next. Some of the course toppers. Then certificate with gold. These are two of our chemical engineering students. Now they are in the 8th semester. Both of them got the gold certificate along with some other faculty members. So most of the faculty members at PMEC are doing the course. Please note it down. Our local chapter ID is 3479. 3479. And name and phone number and mail ID of SPOC, that is me. You can note it down. I am sitting in room number 304, 304, second floor, corner room. And there you can find me during office hours. And my WhatsApp number is there. And my mail ID is there. You can contact me if you have any doubts. And note down the two sites, swayam.gov.in and nptel.ac.in. The swayam.gov.in, that site you have to use for enrolling. Okay? That site you will use for enrolling and for finding any course for reading purpose, for your knowledge enhancement, for any purpose, without enrolling also, you can search the courses from nptel.ac.in. For the timing, for the current semester, the enrollment has already started. You can enroll from today onwards, but the course will start in the January 23rd. January 23rd. Few exams will be in the month of March and few exams will be in the month of April. Okay? So, all of you now, okay. Actually, now I wanted to enroll for one course, one general course, that is programming in C, which is a common course in your second semester, but that is a very important course, or some of the programming languages, but we will take a half an hour, means I am taking a half an hour break here for one more person to address you as requested by the principal sir, and after that, will take hardly 10 to 15 minutes to enroll for a course and how to see the gate portal using your mobile only. Okay? Any question? Quickly you can ask one or two questions. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Hello. Hello. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your aspiring words. I hope that all the freshers are getting the valuable information as they need. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello. So Jai Hind everyone. So I am Senior Under Officer Ritikumar Amant. So today NCC PMEC is organizing a mega blood donation camp. So if someone is interested, can come with me. How many of you are interested?
Silence, everyone.
And make sure you are above 18. 18 years. Okay, hands down. So one of my cadet will come. So you all, Prajesh, make a line and send them. After they will be donating the blood, they will be coming back. ठीक है? Thank you.
All the names will be written, those who will be going for blood donation camp. Silent, everyone.
Interested students for blood camp can raise your hand, please.
Only 18 plus.
Who are interested to donate blood only? You should make sure you are above 18 years.
Last 3 months रे blood donate करी नथिबो तम माने एंड एठी नेम नोट डाउन करा जिवो तम भाबियोनी कि एठी उठी के पळेबा बाहर बुलिबो बोली नोट करा जिवो के उठी के जाउछ सेही हिसाब रे अटेंडेंस को मैनेज करा जिवो ब्लड डोनेशन कैंप रे भी अटेंडेंस निया जिवो सो देयर विल बी नो एक्सक्यूजेस साइलेंस एवरीवन सुन साइलेंट रो समस्ते एबे नेम नोट डाउन करा जिवो लंच ब्रेक पर लंच कर साला पर जाई समस्त ब्लड डोनेट करिवो एबे केही ना एबे साइलेंट रो खाली हैंड रेज करो तम नेम सब भाई ये दीदी माने के लिखिक नेबे लंच ब्रेक पर लंच करला पर ही तम ब्लड डोनेट करि परिवो के ब्लड डोनेट करिवनी एबे हाथ टेकुतलो बा हाथ टेकी रखो भाई या दीदी माने नेम नोट डाउन करिवे
Maintain silence, please. Guest आसुचंती टिके तो रही जाओ. Attention please. The guest has already arrived and you should make sure you stand when he will enter. Okay?
Maintain silence, everyone. Please stand up, everyone.
For the next session, we have among us Professor Keshab K. Parhi sir. Keshab K. Parhi received the B.Tech degree from the IIT Kharagpur in 1982 in electrical engineering, the MS degree from the University of Pennsylvania in 1984 in electrical engineering, and the PhD degree from the University of California, Berkeley in 1988 in electrical engineering and computer sciences. He has been with the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Minnesota, Minneapolis since 1988, where he was an assistant professor from October 1988 to June 1992, associate professor from July 1992 to June 1995, and has been a professor since July 1995. Since July 2022, he holds the inaugural Irving Ekelin Chair in Electrical Engineering. Since 2000, he has held the permanent title of Distinguished McKnight University Professor awarded by the Graduate School of University. During July 1997 to June 2022, he held the title of Edgar F. Johnson Professor of Electronic Communication. During July 2002 to August 2011, he served as the Director of Graduate Studies of the Electrical Engineering Program. He has held short-term positions in several industries such as IBM T.J. Watson Research Center, AT&T Bell Laboratories, NEC Corporation, where he was a National Science Foundation Japan Fellow, Broadcom Corp, Irvin CA, and Medtronic Corp. He has been a visiting professor at Delft University, Fudan University, and Stanford University as well.
Dr. Parhi is widely recognized for his work on high-level transformation of iterative data flow computations for developing a formal theory of computing for design of digital signal processing systems and for contribution to multi-gigabyte transceivers for wired systems such as Ethernet on copper and fiber for backplanes and for wireless communication system. These high-speed and low-power transceiver integrated circuit chips form the backbone of the Internet. His research addresses VLSI architecture design and implementation of signal processing, communication and biomedical systems, error control disorders, and cryptographic architectures. High-speed transceivers, stochastic computing, secure computing, and molecular or DNA computing. He is also working on intelligent classification of biomedical signals and images for applications such as seizure prediction and detection, schizophrenia classification, biomarkers for mental disorders, brain connectivity and screening of fundus and optical coherence tomography images for ophthalmic abnormalities. He has also published over 680 papers, is inventor or co-inventor of 34 issued US patents, has authored the textbook of VLSI Digital Signal Processing Systems, Design and Implementation, and is the co-editor of the reference book Digital Signal Processing for Multimedia Systems. He has also co-authored the research monographs Pipeline Adaptive Digital Filters, Digital Serial Computation, and Pipeline Lattice and Wave Digital Recursive Filters, all published by Springer.
Apart from all these, Dr. Parhi is the recipient of numerous awards, including the 2017 Mac van Valkenburg Award from the IEEE Circuits and System Societies, 2013 Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Kharagpur, India, and also a Deserved Technical Achievement Award from the IEEE Circuits and System Societies, the 2004 Effie Terman Award from the American Society of Engineering Education, the 2000 IEEE Tomiyasu Technical Field Circuits, the System Societies in 1999. He has served on the editorial boards of the IEEE Transactions on Circuits and Systems, Part 1 and Part 2 VLSI Systems, Signal Processing Latest, and Signal Processing Magazine, and served as the editor-in-chief, serves on the editorial board of Springer Journal of Signal Processing Systems.
He has served as technical program co-chair of the 1995 IEEE VLSI Signal Processing Workshop and the 1996 ASAP Conference, and as the general chair of 2022 IEEE System Society during 1996 to 1998 and during 2019 to 2021. He served as an elected member of the Board of Governors of IEEE Circuits and the System Society from 2005 to 2007. He is a fellow of IEEE 1996, the Association for Computing Machinery, the American Institute for Medical and Biological Engineering, American Association for the Advancement of Science, and the National Academy of Inventors, 2020.
Now I would like to invite Principal Sir upon the stage and Professor Keshab Sir, and I would like to request our student coordinator to present with the bouquet, and I would like to invite Principal Sir to present Professor Keshab Sir with the bouquet.
Dear students, I think along with you, we are fortunate to be with us Professor Keshab K. Parhi. You heard his entire career profile. So, it's a rare occasion to have a chance to hear a person like him. So, on behalf of Parla Maharaja Engineering College, I welcoming Professor Keshab K. Parhi to this institute, and this program is basically for the induction program. All the first year engineering students, they are the budding engineers, they are going to build their career. I think sir will help you or give some tips to you how you can able to succeed in your life. And sir, one thing, it is not in biosketch. Sir was, during his educational career, he is from Bhadrak, Baleshwar. And in plus 2, at that time we have PU and ISC. In PU, pre-university exam, he is number 2 in Orissa. And in ISC, he is number 4. So, such a personality we have with us. And he is the first class first from IIT Kharagpur in electrical engineering. Then first class first in MS from Pennsylvania University. So all his credibility. So I am handing over the stage to Professor Keshab Parhi to share some of his own experience along with the tips how my students can do better in their life. Thank you.
Sir, we heartily welcome you, and this stage is all yours. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you all very much, and thanks to Professor Swine and for inviting me to this college. It's my first time, and it's nice to be here. So, how many of you are first-year students? All of you, raise your hand. First year, yeah. Okay, very good. You are all embarking on a great journey to be future engineers, not just future engineers of Odisha, but of India. And in fact, many of you, I hope, will go outside India and contribute to the world as well. So I have not been told to talk anything specifically, but I think in terms of how to plan a career and how to think about your career. So before I start, let me really applaud the 2 women who did a great job in reading my biography. Long biography. Containing many technical words, and they have done a great job. Thank you. So I think I can start by saying that a few things. I mean, the world is changing, and when we think about technology, in old days we thought about, okay, this is mechanical engineering, this is civil engineering, this is electrical engineering. What we are seeing over last 10 years or so, the boundaries of these disciplines is changing. And that means a lot of subjects that might have been considered electrical now is part of mechanical. So when you hear subjects like even VLSI design or FPGA or Internet of Things, there are a lot of people in mechanical engineering doing all of those things. When you think about sensors, design of sensors, which is circuits and chips to sense signals, a lot of mechanical engineers are doing that. When you think about artificial intelligence, that's a big word that you will hear a lot. The world, when you access websites, Google is seeing what websites you've accessed before, and it has a good idea of what you like. It will recommend websites to you. If you buy from Amazon, they know what you have been buying. They will recommend some things to you. Or if you watch movies using Netflix, they will recommend movies to you. So how are they doing that? That's based on recommender systems, which is one small aspect of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So no matter what field you are, it doesn't matter. You are in mechanical, computer science. So these fields of artificial intelligence and machine learning is really a big part of our life today. So I think you have to think about learning things that are not just focused on your discipline, but take classes, electives beyond your discipline. Maybe not in first year, but when you go to third or fourth year, try to have a broad background. And so, no matter what engineering you are studying, it's really important to, and I cannot say this more, it's very important to have good skills in computer programming. It doesn't matter. You are a mechanical engineer, civil engineer, it doesn't matter. What are people doing? Okay, people are doing either lab experiments, sitting in the lab, doing experiments, or working on computers. So that's kind of ultimately what people are doing. You are either a lab person or doing applications and writing computer programs. So take classes on computer programming. No matter what engineering you are studying, take some good math classes, classes like probability statistics, classes like linear algebra, understanding matrices. And so those are again, take those classes, take classes on computer science, at least basic computer programming classes, and then, learning, when we think about learning, it's not what professors can teach you, well, at the end, we have to learn some things on our own. So maybe not during undergraduate, maybe afterwards take classes through Coursera. Free classes are available. The resources available to you today is so much more than when I was a student. And many things are available on the fingertips through the computer. You can learn classes, whatever professor is teaching in a class, no matter what class, mechanics, civil engineering, electronics. You didn't understand a few things, you can Google, there will be video, click on video, then you will find a few things. So learn as much as you can using the internet to supplement what professors are teaching in the class. And ultimately, we need students to learn the basic things. And so students are coming to the university not just to learn what is taught in the classroom, but think about broader picture. Think about the broader picture. So we are learning some things. Let me tell you why professors, and I had many professors who were not really articulating why we are studying this. Professor comes, writes down a lot of things on board, and we can always wonder, okay, am I going to ever use this in my life? Is this something that's going to be useful to me? So I can only tell you two things. One, okay, you can always just believe that some of that will be useful at the end. You can believe. If you don't want to believe, then you have to probably learn why these things are useful by getting a broader view of why these topics are useful. And sometimes that's not easy to come because at the end, knowledge is about connecting the dots. So if you are taking a class, some of those concepts, core concepts, will be useful in 3, 4, 5 more other classes. But the professor teaching the first class is not connecting the dots always, is not telling you that this will be useful when you take that close class 2 semesters from now. And that's okay. That's okay. I can see that's okay. But some of that knowledge will eventually be useful in future classes. Some of that will be useful or may not be useful in your work life. When you are taking, you can get a degree in electrical, but you may be getting a job in IT and doing things that have nothing to do with what you learned during your class. And that's okay as well. That's also okay. That's perfectly fine. What are we trying to teach students? We are trying to teach students how to think and how to apply concepts. That's the reason you are here. You are here because you want to learn how to think. You are not here to memorize 3 pages in the book, this long derivation, and then reproduce in the exam. you really are, maybe that's important to get your grades, but it's really to learn how to think. You know, it's an exercise of the brain. And when I think about, the students who are doing PhD, and I'm going to graduate my 50th PhD student number 50 in few months, but what I'm trying to do in that 4, 5, 6 years they spend with me, I am in a way molding their brain. I am, through this long period of 5, 6 years, they are learning how to think. And so when you take these classes, you are learning how to think. And when you learn how to think, you will succeed in no matter what you do in future. You may have learned control, power, and that may or may not be part of your life. But you will learn how to use what you learned how to use your brain, how to think. And that's what is going to help you in the long run. That's going to determine your success. Okay, so I think that's, think about the world is interdisciplinary today. You have to think beyond your boundaries, beyond the discipline you are in. Think about learning how to think and apply concepts. That's really what we call cognitive science. We are, developing our brain. From the childhood, somebody is developing the brain. Child goes to school, 4th class, 5th class, and learning more and more, and the brain is changing, brain is fluid, brain is changing, and you are here, you are taking these classes, and that's really changing your brain. That's telling you how to think. So those are some few things. I mean, thinking beyond, don't be boxed into this is what I'm going to do. We don't know. Many times we don't know how your career will evolve. Many of you will go into many different fields. But learning how to think, learning how to apply concepts, having a broad background that will ultimately help you. Take math classes and probability statistics, learn on your own if necessary. Classes like linear algebra. So take some of those classes, take classes on computing. Being good programmer, and when we think about that, my first class in computer programming in IIT Kharagpur was on Fortran, which people still use Fortran based on legacy systems. But then quickly people moved into Java, and now then to C++. Okay, from Fortran to C, Java, C++, and then mostly Python. So if these words don't mean very much, that's okay. But you ultimately have to, if you are going to be doing some kind of AI, then you will be doing some kind of Python programming. And not all of that may be taught, everything cannot be taught. So that's good to know, everything cannot be taught. That means the burden is on you to learn on your own. And so learn, you have access to the internet, many things are free, just download and be brave, be brave. Be brave to learn those things. Okay, so that's, I think those are few things that I can suggest to you. But it may be useful for you to ask me questions, and then I can answer your questions. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I am not offended. I tell all my students, I am not offended.
Namaste, sir. Sir, I'm Pratyusha and I'm from 4th year Electronics and Telecommunication branch. Okay. Sir, I wanted to ask you that in order to have a specialized VLSI career or in order to do research in VLSI, what are the most important skills that we have to develop in ourselves? Okay. The question was, if you want to be a good VLSI engineer, researcher, whatever, what should you do?
again, I think it's just doing well in your classes, undergraduate classes. Okay, so you may or may not have taken a class on VLSI design, and it's good if you have taken a class. So again, as I alluded to initially, do well in your classes. A good VLSI education probably will come in a master's degree. So first thing I would say is you should hope for a master's degree and do MTech, take GATE exam. If you have very good grades, apply to US, apply here in India. So yes, so let me just say what do we teach? Okay, my university, University of Minnesota, has a very strong program in VLSI. We get 50 students from India every year who come and do masters in VLSI design. So what do we challenge them with when they come? We challenge them with a year-long VLSI design class that's based on custom design, and then they take design lab where they learn all about starting with Verilog programming all the way down to testing, scan test, so design and then synthesize, do the timing, power, and test the chip. And then we teach them about computer architecture. So people will learn about computer architecture, then there are classes on computer-aided design, my own class, VLSI signal processing, plus 2 or 3 or 4 outside the department class. And a lot of those classes, guess what? They're all taking computer science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So machine learning, no matter what you are doing, it's very important. You are designing chips for machine learning. So you need to know what machine learning is. So we have 50 people coming from India every year to do MTech. After 3 semesters or 2 years, they get a job at Intel, Broadcom, Qualcomm, any company, AMD, any company you name it. Yeah, go ahead. You have a follow-up question.
Sir, do any research work that we do in our graduation affect the admission in masters?
Okay, so what are we looking for in admitting master students? So we are looking for some, I don't want to call a research experience. This is, I want to call it project experience. So when you are doing an undergraduate project, you are not doing research. That's not the goal. The goal is to get some project experience. So we are looking for project experience in 2 or 3 projects. So if you have done 2 or 3 projects, we are looking for a grade point average of more than 8. Definitely, we do not admit as a policy anybody with a below 8 out of 10 GPA from any school in India, including IIT schools. So yeah, if you have 8.5, 8.6 GPA, that's probably sufficient, and we are looking for 2 or 3, even at least 2 project experiences. Question in the back, I think. Somebody there?
Good morning, sir. So I am Shrishri from EDC branch. Good morning, sir. So I am Shrishri from ETC branch. So my question is, sir, if I am not wrong, biological engineering is a part of your career path. Yes. So can you suggest me some prerequisite to develop a career in biological path for my master's engineering?
Yeah. So your undergraduate is what?
Say ETC.
Which is what?
Say electronic and telecommunication.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think electrical telecommunications is perfectly fine. So what I think is useful, again, at the undergraduate level, it's good to have a class on signal processing, signals and systems. I think that's mandatory for all students. There is a class on DSP, digital signal processing, so that's probably useful. And then at that point you are okay. It's a good class on probability is useful. Then you go to master's degree. So again, a lot of so when we think about engineering today, because of the complexity, undergraduate engineers are really rarely prepared to do anything very meaningful. That is not to say that they cannot. I mean, when you go to a company will teach you and train you. But really to do something very meaningful, you should have a master's degree. And so master's degree in your case, I think applying to biomedical engineering would be the right place, I believe. Not so much. Well, okay, not so much. I mean, when we think about biomedical, it is certainly part of electrical in many places. Some places in computer science, some in biomedical. So it all depends. I mean, it's interdisciplinary. So people are coming with different backgrounds. When we think about, okay, let me explain what do the biomedical engineering students do. They are spending a lot of time doing animal experiments. Could be rodent or mice and collecting cells. Could be observing rats moving around things. So they do a lot of real experiments, including dissections, and then collect data. So, and then they do a little bit of machine learning. So they have a strong biology component. People doing computer science will only address the AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning aspects. People in EE, people like me, now what I try to do, I worked with collaborators. First of all, let me say when I started 2010, 11, 12 years back, I knew nothing about this field. And I worked with my collaborators, with one neuroscientist and then a couple of neurologists and many psychiatrists who are collecting data in the clinic. And then I brought my expertise in signal processing and machine learning, and I had many PhD students working on those things. So once again, to be prepared for AI ML, it's good to have a class on probability statistics and linear algebra. So those things will help you. So again, I think it's great. It's great to dive into things that interest you after your undergraduate. You don't need to be boxed in just because you did a degree in a certain field. You don't have to be bound by that. You can go to other fields to do MTech. Did I answer enough?
Yes, sir.
Or you want more specific advice?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I am Biswajit from Electrical Engineering branch. Sir, I will ask my question in Hindi as I am not that much comfortable in English or proficient.
Okay.
Sir, आई एम फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग, बट होता क्या है कि जब सीएससी के पैकेजेस देखते हैं फिर दिल में आता है कि क्यों ना हम भी सीएससी की तरफ सॉफ्टवेयर लाइन में जाएं और इलेक्ट्रिकल जो 4 साल पढ़ते हैं उसको फिर बाद में नहीं करते. मतलब सीएससी की तरफ जाना सही है या फिर इलेक्ट्रिकल के तरफ जाकर गेट या फिर किसी गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम के प्रिपरेशन करना सही होगा? क्योंकि मैं कंफ्यूज बहुत हो जाता हूँ कि ये सोचता हूँ कि आफ्टर 20 ईयर्स ये मतलब सीएससी में सॉफ्टवेयर लाइन में रह पाऊंगा या फिर बोर हो जाऊंगा उस टाइप से.
Very good question. So the question that he was asking, doing degree in electrical engineering and the salaries and the compensation in computer science is so much more than electrical, and that's really the salary gap in hardware versus software. Software salaries are 2 to 3 times higher than hardware salaries. And that's true in US. You get a job at Intel, That's probably half the salary if you get a job in Microsoft or Amazon or Google, right? That's well understood. So ultimately, what should you do? I think, this should be really a personal choice. If you like programming, so if you hate programming or you don't want to do programming day and night. I mean, if you are an engineer at Amazon in US, you are on call 24/7. You can be called at 4 in the morning to help out teams that need you. You have to really, all you are doing is programming day and night. And that's okay. That's great. That's great. And there are some people that I talk to, my former students, they tell me they hate that job. Then I ask them, okay, you hate it. Nobody forced you to take it. Why are you still there? He said, I like the money. Well, that's a good reason. That's a very good reason. You like the money. Okay, you don't like the job that you are doing, but you like the money. That's great. Stick with it. Because you like the money more and the package is more, and let's face it. I mean, money is important. You buy a better car, you buy a better house, you send your children to better schools. So that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with anything. There are so many choices. So that said, what are the challenges? If you are an electrical engineering student, you have to learn a lot on your own. Basic things like algorithms and data structures. Basic things like that we don't teach in traditional electrical engineering. But that said, you can learn on your own. Take classes in Coursera or read on your own. And so if that's what you want to do, by all means, you can do that. One other thing that I can say, 50% of the master student in my university doing masters in computer science have undergraduate in electrical engineering. 50% of the master students have EE or ECE undergraduate. And they do perfectly well. They actually do better than computer science undergraduates. Why? Because EE and ECE are more mathematical subjects. Students have learned more about probability statistics, linear algebra, and the ability to do more math. And that's all going to help them in AI/ML more so than computer science. A typical computer science undergraduate curriculum in the US, I'm not quite sure here, doesn't really teach enough math. But these students do well. So, if you want to apply for Mtech in computer science, that's perfectly fine. It may be that you will need to spend time on your own to learn 1 or 2 classes, or you just take a remedial class, an undergraduate class, sit in, and I tell all of my students to sit in the 4th year, that's the final year undergraduate class on advanced data structures class. So you can do that. Yeah, follow that path. I have no hesitation in recommending that to you if that's what you want to do.
Sir, may I know the reason behind that you have, reason, not motivation behind you have studied that much? Because after graduation from IITs, most of the students get placed or goes for placement, but you have studied Mtech and that's from that. May I know what is the motivation behind? Because किसी बच्चे को उतना पढ़ना इस टाइम पे बहुत लोगों को नहीं लगता पढ़ना.
Yeah, it's a good question. He is asking why should, not just me, why should one go for higher studies? As I explained to you, maybe 50 years back, the demand on engineers was not that much. The technology has changed a lot. And that's the reason why I told you before that when we graduate engineers today, no matter in India, Europe, world, anywhere, we haven't really trained you to do anything meaningful. That may sound bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You take a job, the company will teach you and train you. This is what the company needs, and they teach you, they coach you, and you work with senior engineers. But really to do anything meaningful in engineering, I think today the minimum degree that one should think about is master's. And that's when you train to do anything meaningful. Okay, if you are asking me about personally, I can go into a long story about my path to US. I started working at, as soon as I finished my undergraduate in IIT, I started working in Telco, Jamshedpur, for 6 months or so. I left in January 83. So there is a long reason about why I personally went. I mean, since you asked, I can tell you why I personally went to US. I had absolutely no plan to think about going to US or even masters. I didn't know very much. Okay, I was naive. I didn't know very much, and I had classmates. We had about 40 students in the class, and students who were ranked 38, 39, very bottom of the class, and they would always come to me and ask me to help them with this homework, that homework, and I always helped them. And some of them said, one of them came and said, he is applying to US. And then I was shocked. I said, you are applying to go to US to do masters? He didn't, he was not even understanding any subject in undergraduate. So then I thought, okay, I was ranked number 2 in that class of 40 students. And then I said, okay, if a student who is ranked number 38 is applying to US, then should I not try? No, you have to keep your options open. You have to keep your options open. And then, but it was already too late. I believe it was kind of this time, end of November, something like that. And in those days, I hadn't really thought about. I hadn't taken GRE, I hadn't taken TOEFL, and so it was too late. And in those days, we would get a list of universities, and then searching through that list of 100 universities, I found 4 universities that did not require GRE, and I applied to those 4. And one of them admitted me with full support. That took me to United States. That's a long answer, but I can only say that that was one of the best decisions in my life. He did. So it so happens, yes, he did, and he was a great hockey player. Great hockey player. He was representing IIT, and so he did. So it so happens that he and I landed up in the same city. So I went to University of Pennsylvania. He went to Drexel University, which is in the same city, same town, a few miles away. So so he was part of Drexel's team, and so many girls were into him because he was playing hockey. And but yes, I don't want to say very much more, but unfortunately he passed away a couple of years ago. But he was a great colleague, good friend. Okay, is that enough for your answer? Okay, you are welcome. Other questions?
Hello sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Swadhin Panvera. I am from electrical branch. Sir, you told us whether you are a computer science student or not, you should do programming languages.
Yes.
So my question is, what are the problems will I face if I don't do any programming language?
What are what?
What are the problems?
Problems.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What are the problems will I face if I don't do any programming languages?
Well, the question that he was asking is, what are the problems if you don't do any programming? That simply means that you can do everything else. You can do other things. If you don't do programming, you can do other things. So what really can you do? Well, there are a few things you can do. One, you can be a great theorist. You can be a great theorist. You know, Claude Shannon never programmed anything. Well, okay, I mean, he did program some small things as part of his job at Bell Labs during World War II, but that didn't help him with providing the foundation of information theory. You can be a great theorist. You know, if you are great in math, deriving principles, theory, you can do a lot. You can do a lot even if you write 0 programs. And you can do a lot. And so let me tell you the story of my son. You know, very talented. When I think about him, far more talented than me, well, I've trained him during his young days. And he somehow, I didn't teach him any programming. I taught him 0 programming. But he learned how to program in class 8 and class 9. He was writing programs to do ping pong game for 2 players on his own, staying up until 3 in the night. So he finished, anyway, ultimately he had 2 summer jobs at Amazon, 2 summer jobs, and a full-time offer with very high salary and stock options. He was a great programmer because he worked at Amazon, he learned so much. And then he said, Baba, I don't want this job. You have this great offer from Amazon, people die for that job. And I told him, take it. He said, no, I don't want to take it. I hate programming. He's an outstanding programmer. And he said, I hate programming. I said, okay, you do what you want. And then he went and did PhD in, his undergraduate was in computer science and math. Nothing to do with electrical engineering. He went out and did PhD in electrical engineering and just started as postdoc in EPFL in Switzerland in September. And he told me, I will write a PhD thesis that has not a single program. He's doing all applied math. And that's perfectly fine. I mean, if he wanted, he could have been a great programmer. He just says, I don't want to program. But he wrote 4 journal papers in prestigious journals. Great work on applied math. No programming involved. Not a single program he wrote for his thesis. So you can be a great theorist. You can be a great applied mathematician. You have to be good at something today. You have to be good at something. Actually, all you need to do at the end is to be good at 2 or 3 things. That will take you through your whole life. If you are good at 2 or 3 things, that's enough to survive your professional career. So, or the other thing I was saying, you be a lab person. People doing device modeling, device physics, fabrication. You are in the lab, you are in the clean room, you are collecting data. Or in the biomedical, people doing those rat experiments, they're collecting data. So that you can be great at that, you can be great at a lab, you can be great at applied math. So all of us have certain skills. And if I don't have the skill to write good programs, or I am a great programmer but I don't want to write programs, then I should be good at a few things. And one other thing I can tell you, if you are not interested in writing programs, you can be a great professor. You can be an outstanding professor. Do a PhD and be a great professor. Take a few students to do research and they probably are great programmers. You can do a PhD and be a professor. Professors are not writing programs, they are telling students to write programs, so you can be a great faculty member. So many options are available to you if you never want to do programming. That's perfectly fine. Okay, next. Any other questions? Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. My name is Abdul Asif Khan. I'm from Electrical Engineering, 4th year. So, sir, my question is, nowadays, due to the advancement of technologies, most of the people is pursuing like software companies, sir. But if a person have done enough in like civil branch, electrical branch, etc branch, done enough, after joining software company, can someone consider as a energy waste in all those things, as we are not going to deal with that thing after joining companies?
Well, yes, the question he was asking is, did I really waste spending 4 years to study some civil or mechanical that I don't use in my life? I am telling you that that's not a waste. That's a very good use of your time. As I explained in the beginning, you are here to learn how to think and how to apply concepts. Each and every engineering class is teaching that. Each and every engineering class, doesn't matter civil engineering, mechanical engineering, chemistry, doesn't matter. You are learning how to think and how to apply concepts. And that's, at the end of the day, is why you are here. And that's what is going to help you become a better programmer. You need that skill. So, yeah, no time is wasted. No time is wasted. So, to tell you about my own background, my undergraduate degree was electrical engineering, which is control and power. No, this one is fine. Battery is losing, okay. So, okay. So, yeah, so I learned a lot about control, power, machines, and all of that never came into my life. I never really used any of that. Was that a waste? Absolutely not. Every class I took IIT, every class I learned a lot. I learned how to think, how to apply concepts. The foundational and fundamental knowledge is going to be with you. And that's what you leave this institution with. When you graduate 4 years from now, that's what you live with, the foundational knowledge. And it's not the specific, transient fault in the power system. I never used that concept. I learned that. It was great. But no time is wasted. No, every class you take, you are learning every class is a new language. You are learning new terminologies, new concepts, new theory, how to apply that theory. No time is lost and wasted. No time. Think about somebody who was, we have people, you can think of people who, I was listening to this story. Somebody told me, the director of IIT Kharagpur, he was telling this story. There was a person from IIT Kharagpur who worked all his life, and now he is, for last 10 years or so, he is having many bonsai trees. These are small trees that came out of Japan, and he's doing research on that. These trees live 200 years, very small trees. And, did his engineering get wasted? Not really, it's not wasted. Everything we do in our life is with us, it's useful. Nothing is wasted. Make use of. I want to say that learn the subject you are learning now well. Learn it well. Don't ever think that I'm not going to use this, so it's okay if I don't learn it. That's a bad approach. That's not the right approach. Whatever subject you are doing, you are in the classroom, learn from the teacher, learn it well. Okay. Of course, one person there. Well, what are the topics I'm working on now? As I explained, I'm a very interdisciplinary researcher. I don't think of myself as boxed within a certain field. So part of my work right now is on VLSI design of hardware design of machine learning systems. Hardware design of AI. When you think about the Google TPU, Tensor Processing Unit, or think about NVIDIA GPU. So that's the kind of hardware. So I'm not, of course, I'm not designing next TPU, but I'm doing research and publishing papers on hardware design of artificial intelligence and machine learning systems, the main goal there is to reduce energy consumption. When you think about the energy consumed to train a machine learning system, that is huge. That is huge. So research on reducing energy consumption in training models for AI ML. So that's kind of one aspect of my research. Another aspect of my research is hardware security, how to compute in the encrypted domain. So for example, when you compute something in Amazon cloud, sometimes you may not want Amazon to know what data you sent to Amazon. So let me explain to you the scenario. Let's say that you are a startup, you are training a certain model that will become part of your business. And you upload the data to Amazon cloud, and then Amazon trains the model, and it may be that another company is interested in this model, and somebody doing this at Amazon for you may give that data to the competitor. So Amazon itself may be interested in a business in that topic. So we don't want the cloud to know what data we are using to train the model. We don't want cloud to know what ultimately the model is. And that's called homomorphic encryption. Homomorphic encryption. That means instead of computing something like 20 plus 10 equal to 30, encrypt 20 to a ciphertext, encrypt 10 to a ciphertext, and then the two ciphertexts are added to get another ciphertext which is decrypted to 30. That's all computing in the encrypted domain. So what I'm doing is hardware VLSI architectures for solving those kinds of things at high speed and low latency. So that's homomorphic encryption. Post-quantum cryptography is another one that I'm working on. I'm also working on a lot on the brain signals for my interest in biomedical engineering. There is work going on in DNA computing. So yeah, quite a bit. There are students involved in numerous different topics. So I've always had an interest in jumping into fields that I know nothing about. Okay, that's very scary. Let me put it this way. That's very scary. Trained as an electrical engineer in VLSI, when I started thinking about, so after a sabbatical at a company called Medtronic, which does pacemakers for the heart, I came back and became interested in biomedical, but I didn't really know very much. So I started working with my collaborators, medical doctors, and then I had a few brave PhD students who came along, and so we learned together. So I see what topics interest me, and then we jump into it, even though we don't know very much. It can be very hard in the beginning. It's just like learning a new language, or going to a class that you don't know very much. So that's really, So a lot of that is going on. So things. I'm now beginning to be interested in a brand new topic. I just took a postdoc from IISc Bangalore to work on quantum computing. So I think that's going to be my last topic before I think about retirement or end of my research career. So maybe next 10 years or so, I hope that we can contribute to quantum computing and quantum communications and quantum internet. So a lot of the computing world, hopefully 20 years from now, would have gone into quantum computing domain. So you hear about these things. Again, when you hear about these things, you are smart, you have access to the internet, do some Google search and learn about these words. It's always useful to have a broad understanding of technology and how these are changing. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's what is going on. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you are welcome.
Hello, sir. Myself Rajat from first year's computer science engineering. Sir, my question is, if someone has a lot of interest in different sectors and a very lot of aims in life, then how to decide what should be the right choice and how to focus on that?
Another very good question. So yes, when you are my age, becoming old is wiser. When you are my age, you can have many interests. But when you are in the class, focus on what you are doing in the class. Let that be your focus. When you are here, you are taking classes, learn your class well, try to get good grades, try to understand the concepts. The grades always don't correlate with your understanding, not always. Many times they do, but not always. So focus on what you are doing. That's what I would say. First thing, don't neglect your education. You are here for 4 years to get a degree and learn the subjects well. And then at different points in your life, you will have different choices. For example, when I finished my undergraduate in IIT, I really wanted to keep my choices open. As I explained, I applied to 4 universities in the US, but I also took all the placement interviews, and I had several offers, out of which I selected telco, because that paid the highest salary to any engineer at that time. And you won't like to hear what I was paid, but that was in 1982, I was paid something like 2,500 rupees a month. That was the highest salary any BTech graduate could get at that time, 2,500 rupees a month. And then, you keep the choices open and you find out ultimately, you narrow down. These are, you have to have these choices. If you don't have the choices, then you can't enter those choices. So keep your options open, explore things that interest you, find out what your choices are. You have these 3 or 4 choices, then you pick the best at that point in time. And perhaps the one you picked, years down the road, you may say, that was a bad choice. Maybe that was. But at that point in time, you thought that was the best choice. That's how life goes. Life goes like that. So keep your options open. That's all I can say. Keep your options open. If you want to do MTech, by all means, do whatever it takes to apply and get admitted, and maybe get support. If you want to do PhD, become professor, go to a company, you want to at some point do an MBA, and that's perfectly fine. So keep your options open, see what comes along. Obviously, we can all dream. There is a difference in dreaming and difference being practical. Big difference. You can dream, I can dream. I wish I was an IAS officer administering everything going on in a certain district. That's okay, that's not what I'm interested in, but I can dream about that, that's perfectly fine. But there is a difference in dreaming and being practical. So be practical, be pragmatic. Dreaming is good to a certain point. Dreaming is good to a certain point. Dreaming all the time is not good. Dream to a certain point, then become pragmatic.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I am Kirabdi Nayak from Civil Final Year. Sir, you have reached certain heights. You might have faced many obstacles. So, what was your inspiration? How did you overcome all the problems in your life? Like you are achieving this height, and this is such a mesmerizing point. Then, how did you achieve all those points?
Okay, well, that is another very good question. Well, for sure, I can tell you there are many obstacles. Outside the glass ceiling, it looks great, everything looks great, but there are always obstacles. And I think, you have to really be patient. You have to be patient. Something that we need to learn how to be patient, how to be brave despite difficulties. I should admit, I've been very fortunate in many ways, very fortunate to go to, particularly I think in my own life, the best thing, apart from, two best things really. One, to get into IIT. When I was admitted to IIT with no coaching, nothing, from Bhadrak College, people hadn't heard of IITs. That was surely a big achievement, although I didn't realize at that time. And another one going to US and then going to Berkeley. So those were all great things happening. But yeah, I mean, it can be sometimes difficulties will come along. And as your question is, I'm just thinking about what are some of the, okay, I can tell you what one big challenge that I came across. Okay, I'm just thinking about what are the big challenges that came along in my life that really forced me to reevaluate. And as I think about that, a big challenge that came to my life was 15 years ago. So the field that I was working on, VLSI signal processing, hardware design of signal processing systems, and the field that I contributed the most. And I wrote a great textbook on that subject. And my daughter reminds me that my writing the book ended my career. And she was right. She's still probably right, because when you write a textbook on a topic that really doesn't exist, then people understand the foundation of that topic, then you really can't do a lot of research. So it was a big turning point in my career in 2007, 2008. And I was, I took a pause in thinking about, okay, so I have mastered this field and written a great textbook. I have nothing else to do. I don't know what else to do. I did something great, but now I don't know. That really was the reason I kind of pushed myself to explore, and I took a sabbatical at Medtronic, a biomedical company headquartered in Minneapolis, and I came back and on my own, I approached a few colleagues for collaborative research, and these two topics, DNA computing and biomedical brain analysis. So that really, that was a research barrier that I faced, and it forced me to go out. I didn't really collaborate with other faculty a lot, but it forced me to go out and collaborate with people from across the department in medical college. And that's kind of, and a few colleagues in my department and biomedical engineering. So yeah, that was, that really was a scary situation in terms of my professional career. So had I not retrained myself, or had I not been brave, I probably wouldn't have been active in research in last 15 years. Would have come to an end. So learning is continuous. You have to keep learning. Everything that, so research is a very dynamic field. If you think about, I can say, okay, I'm working on a very difficult problem, AI, ML, hardware chips. Well, Google is doing that. Microsoft is doing that. Amazon is doing that. Apple is doing that. And all these big companies are doing that. So eventually, and hundreds of startups are doing that. And eventually, these problems will be solved. And you have to think, what's next? What's next? And so I think from that perspective, the other gentleman was asking, how do I decide what to do out of these 5 choices? And so that's kind of, you have to really keep an eye on what's next. And that's kind of, so that's what I always think about, okay, what's next? And we are doing these things, that's great, this will be done, this will be solved, but what's next? So you keep an eye open for doing that. There may be other difficulties that I came up with, but this is a good example to explain to you that it was a, I don't want to say depressing, but it was a difficult situation from my professional perspective. Well, thank you for asking the question. Okay.
So there will be maximum 3 questions more. Okay, we have to end it.
Hello, sir. I am Alisha Panda from Electrical, and my question is that I am actually pursuing engineering because I want to earn a living, but actually I'm interested in the arts field, and I have a lot of dreams and aspirations. for like writing, art, photography, and all that. So, what should I do? I'm like really confused.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really. So, which year are you?
First year, freshers batch.
Yeah. I think you are pressured by your parents.
No, no.
No, nobody pressured you, but you got admitted, so you are here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in an ideal situation, what would you be doing now? If forgetting about this, in an ideal situation, where would you be and what would you be doing now? Do you have any idea?
No, because I had many ideas like if I would do that, then I would be going to that university, and if I did that, then I'd be going there. But I have a lot of things going on in my mind. Like I can't choose what I want to do. Like I'm a really confused person.
Yeah.
So I was actually torn apart between whether I should do engineering or I should actually go for the humanities. But most of them said that there is no scope actually in humanities. So I wouldn't be able to actually earn a living easily. Then yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are a couple of things. One thing I can say is I think being independent is always nice. The ability to get a job and support yourself is good because you are not depending on somebody. I think the first thing that I can think about, you are first year student and you go through the classes for at least, for sure, one semester and maybe 1 year, and then see, are you good at this thing? Sometimes I can say, okay, I don't enjoy this, but I'm good at it, and I can do it well. And so you have to see, are you doing well, and are these things, when I say doing well, I mean, these ideas are resonating, what you are learning is resonating with your brain and your mind. And so if you are doing well, and that's perfectly fine. But let me just say that when you think about humanities and arts, there is tremendous scope in computer science, particularly with the combining computer science with visual arts. And that's a field that's been always in demand. I mean, you think about all these great movies, E.T., going back to 1980s, how do people design, how do people produce these movies? They start with a clay, the models of these cartoons or whatever in clay. And then they put that into computer images and computer graphics. So a good intuitive thought about arts means you could be really well suited for computer graphics. Computer graphics is nothing but computer science and arts. I mean, and arts could be sculptures or whatever. You have a sense, intuitive sense. So I would say take the classes, and it's okay to keep that part of your interest on the side, keep it on the side, and then you have to evaluate, right? You have to evaluate. Okay, I mean, you are trying to decide, is this good for me or is this not? But I don't know if it's good for me unless I'm just starting out. I have to spend a year and see. You be patient, be patient. And I was telling today to one faculty member, I started in mechanical engineering and I changed then to electrical. I hated drawing. Believe it or not, I just got 50% of the grade to pass. I just barely passed the subject. That's the passing grade. And then there were all these workshops, foundries, carpentry, this and that. I hated all those things. Okay, I could say, okay, I hate all these things. But there is life beyond those things. And all those things come to an end after first year. And then, as I took these classes on fluid mechanics and strength of materials, machines really, I couldn't connect myself. I couldn't connect myself to machines. What I could connect myself with was equations and math. And that's why I switched over to electrical. So, it's great to have that side interest, and you will find a way to combine the two. You will find a way, not immediately, down the road. So be patient, learn what you are doing, and see if you are doing it well. Electrical may not connect to arts in that sense. Computer science can. So computer graphics, take classes in programming, take classes in graphics if you are able. So learn those things. Learn, and I'm sure down the road you will have a better idea.
Sir, also I'm scared that if I go after my passion, that I might be bored of it in later years. So what should I do?
Yeah, you send me email after a year and we can discuss. You can send me email after 1 year and see how things are going. It's very hard to tell anything now. It's premature. It's not easy to tell. I mean, we are talking about hypothetical situations. You send me email after a year and let me know how you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anybody else?
So what is the difference in teaching methodology being offered in Indian university and US university? From your experience, could you be able to share?
Yeah. So that was another good question. This is a great question about what are good teaching methods. I can tell you bad teaching is easy. Being a bad teacher is very easy. Being a great teacher is extremely challenging, very difficult. And so what really involves, when I think about teaching and teaching any class, I think about, okay, there is the theory, there are the equations, there is the theory, and then the class has to involve some practical aspects, such as some programming aspects. Okay, and then the third aspect is connecting the two. So connecting what came out of theory and maybe a MATLAB program or a Verilog program, and then connect the two. So we need to have theory, experiments, and visualization connecting these things. So every class you teach, at least if not first year class, maybe second, third, fourth year classes, students are always running some experiments. Every homework that I give will have a couple of MATLAB or Verilog program exercises that reinforces the ideas that we taught in the class. So you have to, otherwise we are teaching a lot of math, deriving the whole blackboard of equations, but ultimately we don't understand what all that meant. So, yes, so I think a paper I wrote in IEEE Signal Processing magazine, how to teach a class in digital signal processing. I don't remember, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, May 2021 maybe, IEEE Signal Processing magazine. Read that paper and I describe what good teaching involves. How we need to engage the students, keep them engaged. Very challenging. Being a great teacher is challenging. It requires a lot. It requires a lot going beyond the textbooks. Because now what you are teaching is not described in the textbooks. Textbooks are not describing these experiments to reinforce the theory. You basically come up with that on your own, or you go to websites and you see what other professors are teaching somewhere else, learn from that and bring that to your classroom. But I think a good thing I can say for a professor, if a professor is always thinking about how do I become a better professor, that's always a good starting point. Okay, thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of PMEC, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to Professor Keshab K. Parhi, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely going to acknowledge us and encourage us in our future. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds, and you have shown us a new path. Thank you so much, sir.
Now I would like to request our respected principal sir to come up on the stage and present Professor Keshab sir with a memento. So please.
Sir, please. Thank you so much, sir.
जो मैंने ब्लड डोनेशन पे नेम्स देथिलो प्लीज पछकु पळाओ.